Welcome back, everyone, to the Deep Dive. So today, we're switching things up a bit. Not the usual rockets, not the EVs. We're actually diving into something, well, maybe just as disruptive. Elon Musk's surprising new move into American politics.
Yeah, our deep dive today focuses on a news source detailing something called Elon Musk's America Party. So our mission here is to really unpack this. What is this party supposed to be? What's Musk's actual vision? And maybe most importantly, what could it all mean for U.S. elections? It's certainly making waves.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when someone like Musk, with his global reach and his history of shaking up entire industries, steps into politics this directly, it's a big deal. It raises some pretty fundamental questions, right? About influence, sure, but also about disrupting political norms. Could this actually change things? Okay, so let's unpack it then. The source describes the America Party as Musk's idea for a third option. An alternative to Republicans and Democrats. Launched mid-2025, apparently. The idea is to pull together moderates, independents, people focused on innovation who are basically fed up with the status quo, as he puts it. But how realistic is that? I mean, getting such a diverse group behind one person's specific, sometimes pretty unique policy ideas.
Well, that's what's interesting. It's not just vague satisfaction he's tapping into.
Yeah.
He has these very specific, very Musk priorities, like AI leadership. It's not just more AI. It seems to be about American dominance, maybe leaning towards open source, reflecting his concerns about, AI safety, and the massive military modernization. That sounds very much like space-based defense, robotics. It really mirrors his SpaceX work, tying national security directly to tech and maybe private innovation too.
Right. And then there's the balanced budget push, deficit cuts. Sounds pretty fiscally conservative. That's alongside his usual focus on free speech and this idea of tech transparency, which could mean anything, really. Open algorithms for social media, more open government data, and even things like birth rate incentives. That's quite unusual for a new party platform. He actually tweeted, "It's time to reboot American democracy." It's quite the statement, quite the platform.
Which brings us to the why now question. The source we looked at points pretty strongly towards a major breakdown in his relationship with Donald Trump. Trump apparently threatening federal support for Tesla, for SpaceX. So, if you connect those dots, this looks less like pure ideology and maybe more strategic. A response to threats against his core businesses, perhaps.
See, that's where it gets really interesting, doesn't it? Because this move, it's already causing a massive split on the right. Some calling him a traitor, others seeing him as, the future. So, okay, it could be disruptive, but what's the argument that this is more of a strategic play? Maybe even, a bluff rather than a serious party.
That's the real debate, isn't it? Is it a bluff? A very public way to gain leverage? Or maybe just a tech billionaire's, let's say, expensive hobby? The argument against it being viable is, history. Third parties struggle massively in the U.S. system. And Musk himself, he can be pretty polarizing. Building a broad coalition might be tough. But then again, you don't really bet against Musk easily, do you? Look at cars, space, social media. He has reshaped things. The idea that politics is next, it's not completely out there. He can definitely mobilize resources and a lot of attention.
So wrapping up this deep dive then, it's clear this America Party idea is, it's more than just a headline. We've looked at the vision AI, military tech, budget cuts, birth rates, all under this reboot democracy banner. But that core question remains, right? Is this a real political shift happening? A clever strategic move? Or just another Musk venture?
And it's happening, like we said, right in the middle of this major fallout with Trump. The threats to Tesla and SpaceX add this whole other layer. Personal stakes, corporate stakes. It's not just abstract politics, and it has already fractured the right. That's a tangible impact we're seeing now.
So thinking about that, what does it really mean when someone who's already turned industries like space and cars upside down steps into politics like this? What does it signal for third parties in America? And maybe, just maybe, where does real power and influence actually sit now? Is this just a blip, or could this kind of move signal a more permanent shift? Something to think about. Thanks for diving in with us today.